Welcome to Tammy Nation. Let's go.
I've been running from 9 to 5, been biting my tongue for all this time. Won't let anyone cut me short. I was thinking this was the way to go, and you put up your puppet show. I say cheers to life. No, I'll be no good man's wife. Just leave me alone. I'm running the show. I'm telling you, it's my time to rise up. Live the life I'm proud of. No, you better go home.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tammy Nation. I decided to pop on to cover a couple things real quick and put out there for you guys to check into in case you haven't already, and share a couple of links to these people's information. Hello, Miss Mo and Susan. Welcome. Also, I want to let you guys know I don't really understand Rumble. I am connected to Rumble, and I do have a couple shows that are uploaded on there. So I guess I did it right where it is uploading correctly. Some of the earlier ones I didn't upload, and I'm not sure. I don't know if it means I have to keep my shows under an hour or what, because the first two I did are way over that. So I'm not sure, but I am at Tammy Nation on Rumble. And then my Facebook page is also Tammy Nation. Same with Truth Social and Twitter. It's all the same. I do have the links under the description on my YouTube channel to go ahead and connect to those different pages. If you want to give, especially my Facebook page, Tammy Nation, a like and a follow, that would be appreciated. Susan, I still have not got with Cam. I haven't asked him yet about how to mod somebody on Facebook. I'm not really sure. And I'm going to try if one of my mods come on, let me see. If they're on, Kim or Susie, I'm going to try to get you as well on YouTube. So I'm not sure how to do that. Maybe Susan, if you can comment on, hey, Uncle Tifa, if you can comment on this YouTube, then maybe I can go on my YouTube on my phone and mod you, Susan. That would be really cool. Cam Alama, if you, I'm going to go ahead and take a moment and send Cam a link if he wants to jump up here. And if he doesn't, that's okay. But I forgot to send Cam a link. So let me do that real quick, you guys. All this technology. Hey, Bethia, how's it going? Okay, let me get this going. But there were a couple things that I watched this morning that I thought was important to bring up before I head out and get on with my day a little bit more. Okay, he can't right now, so I don't even have to bother that. Okay, Cam, no problem. I'll get off here then and get back to the show. Thanks, Cam. All right, so hey, Adam, good afternoon. How are you? Okay, so as far as what I want to cover, we know that there are two kinds of systems, in my opinion. You guys can say what you think. I'd like to hear it, that are going on. One system I feel is like the Great Reset, so to speak. We know what that's all about and stuff. And then the other system is the Great Awakening, which to me entails making us aware of what is really going on in the world with everything and stuff like that. And the Great Reset is basically, to me, about the elites wanting to put forth their plans that they've had for many, many years. So I have a couple of people. James O'Keefe is one that I want to talk about briefly today, and Frank Lopez Jr., who is the U.S. Border Patriot. He's another. These two people, to me, really put forth a great effort to expose the things going on, to help us get educated on what's going on with our world and how to take action and try to make it a better place. Be aware. Now, you guys may be aware of James, obviously, or Frank Lopez, but there may be people around you in your surroundings that really don't believe or don't see what's going on or just don't want to have conversations about it. But I really believe if you show them video or live things that are going on instead of just an opinion, that's going to benefit them a lot to open their minds and wake them up when they can see actual videos of what people are doing and saying. Sometimes a visual is much better than a conversation, and the visual will help open the conversation. So, I have shared Frank and his page to a few people as well. James O'Keefe, obviously, we all know what happened to him recently. So I'm going to start with James. And we all know that he was let go. He said he released a statement about Project Veritas, and he said he wanted to make it clear that he hasn't resigned from the company, that he did indeed found the company 13 years ago, but basically he was stripped of his position as CEO and chairman. So that happened to him. We know that he's exposed a lot of different things through Project Veritas. It was his company. They've ousted him. And I just think that, he's putting up the good fight, and one of the articles that came out today that I saw was through American News. And what happened recently is there's a video that came out with over a dozen of the whistleblowers that did work indeed with Project Veritas coming forward, giving their names and the institutions that they worked for, saying that they stand with James. And that is very, very telling right there. Instead of picking the company that he founded that let him go, these people are standing by the man. So that says a lot. They're putting their name and everything out there and saying, we stand with James. And I know that James on Twitter did put out a thing that he called it the war room, that they were having ideas, sharing an idea board, and he does have plans to move forward on his own and come up. He's not going to give up the fight, but he is, to me, a true fighter. He's went through a lot. I mean, his home and offices have been raided and stuff as well. And you have to ask yourself, if people are just trying to put the truth out there, why are these people raiding their homes and going after their documents and stuff? It just seems so savage of what's going on to the people that are just trying to educate us. There's so much being hidden behind the scenes, or so much untruth and so much cloudiness going on that, when people try to bring the actual visuals that are true in real time, they're trying to be suppressed and omitted, and they're trying to cancel them out. So my thing is, we have to support these people, I feel, because they are really doing the best they can do to fight the good fight. And it's not easy, because I'm sure every time this man goes out, he's got to worry about who's going to be after him, what's going to happen. And he just kind of just says, you know what, I got to fight the good fight for this country. I'm not going to let it go down without a fight. And it doesn't matter. Cam and I have said this before, what side you're on. It's about the communication and everybody unifying and coming together to try to share the information so we can make the best decisions for us and our families that we can. So I'm going to skim through and read through this article for you guys from American News. And it says Friday, which is today, a group of these whistleblowers who worked with Project Veritas over the years, they released a video. It's on social media in support of James. So Zach Voorhees, who was served as the Google whistleblower for the outlet, posted the video on Twitter, and it featured over a dozen of these whistleblowers that were coming forward, giving their names and institutions they worked for, saying they stand with James. So the group of O'Keefe supporters served as whistleblowers from the organizations, and these are big organizations, you guys. It's CBS, CNN, Facebook, Google. There was, who else was on there? United Healthcare, the Department of Health and Human Services, the Department of Homeland Security. So these are whistleblowers that have come out over the years in videos from Project Veritas through James. So they said that they really want to be sure to explain that James was a good man, that he did not exhibit cruel behavior, because in a memo that the company Project Veritas released from 16 employees, one of the employees claimed he exhibited cruel behavior. They're saying that James became a power-drunk tyrant, and he is exactly who he pontificates on who we should be exposing, wrote one of the employees. So, you know, the man did found the company. The man does know what he's doing, but it's a tendency that when one person kind of excels in a company, the company has a tendency to like it only for so long. And then when they feel that that person has too much control or too much support or whatever it is, they kind of get weary of that, because ultimately the shareholders, stockholders, or the head person wants to have all the control, right? So they like somebody that can make them money and get them famous and get the exposure. And then it's like they want to suppress them. And I feel that's what they've done to James as far as what we've known about this so far. We also know that he was accused of spending all this money for himself and self-indulgent things. And that wasn't true. The one party that he spent, was it 14 or 16,000, the company accused him of, was actually a Christmas party for the staff. It wasn't James doing this on his own for fun. This was for a staff company party. And he said, actually, the most recent Christmas party cost double that amount. So they were basically trying to team together and throw him under the bus, which is absolutely ridiculous. And they accused him of these bad, horrible things. So, in an interview or a letter that was obtained by the Post Millennial editor-at-large, his name is Andy Ngo. It's Ngo. Andy No. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But O'Keefe said he was asked to be gone until the 20th. And he said, now it's the 20th, O'Keefe said. And I asked the board to resign for their conduct. They did not. So currently I have no position at PV based on the board's actions. So I am announcing to you all that today on President's Day, I'm packing up my personal effects from headquarters and I'm intending to start anew. So we know that he's also released a statement out on social media saying that he explaining to his people and saying goodbye to his people as staff members there of what happened and stuff. And it was really kind of sad. But as of Monday this past week, Project Veritas has lost almost 200,000 followers on Twitter because James has his own Twitter. So people are following him there. And I think that's amazing to be able to support somebody who's, to me, he's stuck his neck out a lot. A lot of these whistleblowers have stuck their neck out, and you can't always trust these corporations to have your back. But, you know, I feel that they're supporting James because, for one, it's the truth. For two, they know he's going to have his back over these companies. It was very sad, but he's not done yet. He's not done yet. He's, like I said, there was on Twitter, on his page today, he released, you know, a video of, or a picture of him working. Like I said, he called it the war room, and he's working. And I'm still not sure, you guys, what exactly I can share as far as video or as far as still photos from these people or not. I don't know the ins and outs of that. I'm going to have to talk to you, Cam. You're going to have to give me some some rules to follow so I can write them down and get experience with this and make sure I don't get myself into any trouble. I would appreciate that, because Cam's really good at the share screen and showing different things and all that, you know. But like he said, he's like, I don't give a heck. I've got a bunch of channels, but this is my only channel. So I probably should get a backup channel too, you guys, because you never know. You never know. So the other one I want to get to is Frank Lopez Jr., you guys. You know, I followed Frank a long time, even from the other channel. That's where I discovered Frank, and it is ever changing. Okay, well, maybe I just won't do them. I'll just, you know what I'm going to do though, you guys? I am going to connect Frank Lopez's links. I have it in my Facebook. I have his page linked on there, and I shared a couple of his posts. So you can go to Tammy Nation on Facebook and catch the link to Frank Lopez Jr.'s Border Patriot page. But also, when I get off the air here, before I head out, I'm going to go ahead and in the community page, put the link to his not only Facebook page, I have his .com page, his website, and you guys can go ahead and catch the links from there, because this is another guy that it would be really cool for you to share, because he's been working so hard at the border. And a little bit about Frank Lopez Jr., he's called the Border Patriot, you guys. He is a 30-year retired Border Patrol agent. So he's got 30 years experience as a Border Patrol agent. He's also an Army veteran, and he's also an ordained minister. So he has videos that he goes live from the border, different points of it, and he shows you exactly what's happening at that moment. He's showing you the debris field that is left behind in certain locations from these people crossing. And he also shows you a while back this summer, he was showing how these big trucks and vans were loading these people up after processing. They had a processing location right there at the border wall, and they would upload them into these vans and buses and take them out. What's great about these live visuals is you get to see who is actually coming in, at least some of them sometimes, and it's not always just families. Okay, these innocent families that the certain administration wants to say, hey, these are innocent families looking for safety in a new start in this country. And no, it's not. I've seen videos that he's done in the evening, and it's a bunch of men. There was, oh, Susan's already got it in there. Good job. It's got a bunch of men, and they're all with 1 or 2 children, and I mean minor children. And he's gone up and said, hey, is this your child? Where's the mother? Where's the wife? And 9 out of 10 of them were saying no, that they've adopted them, or they're taking care of them. They're just trying to get them into the country. The point was, they're not parents. They weren't the parents, and they're men. So that was very disturbing to me. And sometimes people, they just need to see it with their own eyes, because you can say, oh yeah, the border's a mess. Oh yeah, but it's not that much of a big deal. I'm talking about people that aren't quite awake to this yet, or think we have other fish to fry. When you see the enormity in the amount of people that are coming through, you can look at these people too. Let me tell you, a lot of them, they have brand new clothes on, brand new shoes. They have cell phones. They give them these manila envelopes that had credit cards in them and directions of what to do when they had this processing center right there. And anyways, it was just crazy, because I thought this is not the way that the current administration is exposing what is really happening at the border at all. They're claiming that it's just people that are down and out looking for a new life. You would think if these people were walking miles and miles to get to our border, they would be dirty. They would have their clothes maybe old and torn, maybe not fit, maybe not match. Some of them dress better than I do. Let me tell you that. So that's very disheartening to me. So the video Frank put out today, you guys, that got me going, was he was at Eagle Pass, and it's a point right where people cross at the river. And he was there to observe. Our National Guard troops are there, and they're using the border patrol vehicles. So he's saying, this is another day at the border. This is what it looks like. This is the catch and release aspect of what happens. So there are different little right at the border point, okay, right where the vehicles are, after people come up through these dirt trails. They're almost like little dirt roads they've made up from the river. When they get to the actual point that is the processing point, he said they've cleaned it up immensely, and he feels it's for the visuals of it, that, you know, it's not as dirty and there's not as much garbage and all that was around, because I've seen it before when it was just disgusting. But he said they've picked it up. But there are actual dirt roads that come up, and they're called funnel points from the river to the processing point. And along these dirt roads or paths that they've made, it's just filled full of garbage. I mean, they use it as bathrooms. They've got all kinds of clothes, that old clothes or whatever, that are left behind. You know, just all kinds of debris. It actually looks like a garbage truck exploded and all the bags opened up, and there's just debris all over the land there. It's just disgusting. But he said these funnel points take them to this processing place where the Border Patrol people are and the National Guard. And then now they take them from Eagle Pass at this point 10 miles away to process them. Okay, so along the pass, you know, he said many bad things can happen to women and children as well, because, you know, it's not short little paths. And he's covered that in videos before, where they have undergarments that are hanging from the tree as a representation of how many people have been assaulted, let's just say. And it was heart-wrenching. I just couldn't believe it. He's such a brave and dedicated human being. I cannot believe it. He's just out there. I don't know if somebody's with him, but it seems like it's always him that's filming himself. And today, the Border Patrol came up to him, and we're asking him, he said to go away and stop filming. He said he didn't film that part, but he may show it later. But you could see them drive up. They asked him his name and they said, "What are you doing?" And basically, he said, "I'm just here filming this to let people see what's really going on here at the border." So that's why I think it's a good thing to share and to see what's going on, because he does these all the time. And like I said, this man is very experienced. So when we can, instead of just like let's say read an article or take somebody's word for it or a representative's word for it, or let's say one of our representatives go to the wall and they come back, the border wall, and they come back, that's of course good information. But when you can have somebody that has this much experience and spends the last I don't know how many years at the border doing what he's doing, it's amazing. And it's I think that he deserves all the support from everybody that he can. So if you can go ahead and go to his Facebook page and give it a like and share it out, that would be greatly appreciated, because I think he's one of the heroes of today. Just like I said, James O'Keefe, I feel that these two I wanted just to highlight today, because I think that they're our level fighters. You know what I mean? They're the underdogs. They aren't these multi-millionaire corporations or companies or people that are fighting for us. They're individuals that feel that this is their destiny, their mission to bring the truth forward, and they need the support. It's very expensive to do this kind of thing, and I'm sure that Frank has spent tons of his own money every day just driving there and back. And I just really respect that. And it's too bad more of the people, and I've said this before on another show, more of the people that have millions of dollars and all this money don't help back people like this, or make major donations to people like this. It's just kind of a shame to me, is all I'm saying. It's just kind of a shame. So let me see. I'm going to go into this YouTube and see if I can go ahead and get Susie here and see if I can make her a mod, add as a moderator. Hang on one second, you guys. Okay, let's see if I did it. Well, it says, Susie, you are a mod now. I think, let's see if it shows up. And I don't think Mona's in here, and the other one that I had, I don't think she's in here either. So anyways, that's about really all I had for today, you guys. I just wanted to pop on and ask you guys to go ahead and give those guys a look and share. And if you weren't aware of them, today it really just, I thought all this time has passed since summer, and we're into the spring, really spring, coming into another summer. And Frank's still been hitting that border like crazy, day in and day out. Hey, Jim, it's good to see you. And I just respect and admire that man so much. And, it takes all of us to go ahead and do something. I've said that before. So even if you're not one that wants to be in the forefront or on camera, have a show, go to a school board or go to these different meetings, you can actively help by sharing these people's sites or sharing their stories on Facebook or YouTube or whatever social platform you may have, sharing their names with friends and family. And that really is an effort that is admirable, because you're getting the word out there and spreading the word. And I think that is really important. And you guys know that. I think that's it for today. I know I'm probably going to come on tomorrow sometime, you guys, and do another devotion. I'm not sure if I'm going to come back on later tonight or not. We'll see. But I just really appreciate you guys showing up again. It was good to see some of you. And Susan, thanks for sharing that. And we'll check out if you are on. I'm going to see if it's on there or not. It says that you were. So hopefully I did that properly. Oh yeah, Jim, who knows what kind of summer weather will be in store for us. That's right. Well, I'll have to tell you, it was 2 hours ago, I was out back cleaning up the yard, and it was 72 here in Georgia where I'm at. It's unusually hot. And I don't know about you guys where you're at, but here we're enjoying this nice weather. because what's going to happen is that pollen's going to start coming in, and it really kind of started a little bit, and it's that yellow dusting down here. And I know we have all different pollens and different allergies all year long, but spring into summer, spring when everything's blooming, because some of the trees, and maybe I'll get pictures to share with you guys once things start going in bloom here more, because I never realized the beautiful trees and flowers that we have down here in Georgia. And it's just magnificent when you're driving around and you're looking at it. Beautiful. The daffodils are out like crazy already. But I'll take some pictures maybe and show you guys. But my point is, in the spring, coming to summer, from March to April, it varies, is that yellow pollen. And let me tell you what, holy manoli, that stuff, the first year I was here, I remember my realtor saying, when the pollen starts falling, you better close your windows and stuff, because it's going to get everywhere. And I'm like thinking, nah, I'll just dust it and clean it up. Well, I made that mistake the first year, and I'll never do it again. That pollen is like so fine. It gets through the screens and everything, and your whole house is yellow. It's just yellow everywhere, and it makes you sneeze and your eyes run and you get headaches, and oh my gosh. So I've never done that again. But what happens every year is, especially if it's been not a lot of rain and it's windy, that pollen, you can look in the sky and there's like tornadoes of spiraling of yellow pollen everywhere. And you're like, ugh, you come inside from outside and you're just coated in pollen. You can actually shake out your clothes and you're just inundated with it. It is so disgusting. But the thing is, it's a small price to pay. It doesn't last a super long time. Really, where it's super bad. And then those little pollen, I call them pollen worms, drop after the pollen's done. So we love, after the pollen opens up, when it rains real heavy, and then it knocks that dang pollen down and those pollen worms. And it's like awesome, because then you can sweep them up and then you're done with it. But I'll tell you what, if you don't sweep them out real quick, they disintegrate. So the pollen worms are like about this long, I'd say, or maybe this long. I don't want to exaggerate. And they crumble into a bajillion little pieces. So it's very messy. So you're better off just to work hard and sweep them up as they fall and keep up with them, because otherwise it tracks through your house and stuff. But that's my point. This time of year, we appreciate having windows open and stuff, because once that pollen falls, you can't. And then by the time the pollen's over with, boy, we get heat waves down here, and you can't have it open. You have to go to the air conditioning. So this time of year, it's great to have the windows open and all that. And Jim, where you at? It says 44 degrees here in southeast Pennsylvania and wind gusts of 35 to 40 miles an hour today. Oh gosh, that's not fun, is it? Ew, chilly, chilly, chilly. Susan says 70 yesterday, 34 today with flurries. Crazy weather. Susan, where the heck are you at? That's kind of like can be like Michigan weather, or even Georgia. Sometimes we fluctuate that. Mother Nature has mood swings. Look, I said I was going to say goodbye, and then here I am talking about weather and stuff. You know, I'm convinced, you guys, any time at the age, once you hit 50 and over, 50, I'm going to say it's 50, you start talking about the weather. You obsess about the weather. You're like, is it going to rain? Is it going to be stormy? Oh, it's going to be storm. I don't want to go out in the rain and storm. When I was young, I could care less. I never paid attention to the weather. I used to go out in shorts and a t-shirt, not care about a thing, never cold. Now it's like I load up my car like I'm going to get lost in the mountains or something. I've got a blanket in there, a hat, I've got gloves, I've got a first aid kit, I've got water. It's like ridiculous. There's something that happens, I think, after you turn 50, that you pay attention to that weather. And let me tell you, you don't want to get stranded without some comforts. That's for sure. Susan didn't say where she's at. Okay, Skippack County Township, Montgomery County. Okay, Susan might have left because I haven't seen where she says that she's at. But okay, you guys, I am going to jump off here. Once again, thank you all so much for being around, and I might catch you later on tonight. Stop in and say hi. It might be nice just to have a conversation. Oh, Central Pennsylvania, she said. Yeah, Pennsylvania can be very moody as well. And maybe just have a conversation about anything and everything, you know, and no holds barred on a Friday night. We'll see. But in the meantime, thanks you guys for all the support. Love you guys. God bless, and I'll talk to you soon.